with 3 guys wearing the green sweaters, anything to do with that?
No, that
just
was
the
they're all full contact. I just had one drill specifically that we needed to have a third color in, and so I requested the trainer get some different color jerseys this year because it's hard when you have an odd number. Then some guys are going too much, some guys are waiting to go. So I think having the 5th line, I just flip them back and forth so everybody gets the same amount of reps, and it's good to have. It gets confusing if you have guys in the same color. You can't go against each other in a drill. So. Yeah.
Are you hoping Zaitsev joins practice?
Yeah, I don't know how soon that'll be. I think pretty extensive leg injury, so he'll be on his own for a little bit. But it was encouraging that he's out there skating, and I think this was his 2nd day, so it'll be a little while. But some of those things come along quicker. When these guys are in such good shape that once they're before they get injured, so it really helps coming back off of it.
In Carolina, I'd asked you about that goal that where Crevier and Tenorti were both kind of facing behind the net, and the Hurricanes centered it and scored.
Yep.
Just in general, when you're teaching defensemen to defend behind the net plays, what are the main things that you're focusing on?
We like to, and we actually been working on it even a little bit before that, but since that, and have been even much better with it. D's going to both posts when there's a guy behind the net, not really chasing a number from behind. Let the other guy maybe start to, and then hold your ground on your post and get back above the goal line, and let your partner take over on the other side of the net. And I think when you see numbers or a loose puck, I think you can go. And when you see a guy's whites of his eyes looking at you, and he's kind of holding the puck and he wants to bring you to him like a penalty kill power play situation, I think you hold above the goal line and take away anything above. So things happen fast, so there's going to be gray areas where they have to go on instinct and know who they're playing against and know their capabilities. Some guys are just better stick skills at taking away passes and using their feet. But that's basically the general idea. If you think someone's vulnerable and you can get to the puck and get your stick on the puck before they can make a play, go. And if you can't, let's hold above the goal line and let's stay on our own sides.
Do you want them higher up? Because they're kind of on the goal line.
When you're on the goal line, it gets tough. And then, your skates are near the goal line. So if it goes off your skate, it makes it difficult for the goalie as well. So a little bit off the goal line. But our guys are so big, we could almost be a little bit more off the goal line because you have more room. And it's the same as in the O zone. We don't want our defensemen too far in from the blue line, because for them to get a puck and get a shot off, they're so long, their sticks, some of our guys like Crevier and Vlasic, that maybe get their skates closer to the blue line, right on the blue line, and then their sticks have more room to make a play. So almost like the opposite of that.
Speaking of Crevier, he said guys were joking about the missing tooth, that now he's a real hockey player. But is that still a thing?
It just is, because the guys don't have full face shields on, and pucks move so fast, or you move your stick when you're stick handling and a guy trying to lift your stick comes up and hits you. It's just kind of the nature of the game. It's always kind of had that little bit of a look. At least we have better dentists and better dental work now that they can put some better looking replacements in.
It's interesting though, the guys haven't gone to full face. I mean, maybe it's just uncomfortable to wear full face shields for a whole year, because I guess you could go through your whole career and never lose a tooth if you had.
Yeah, no, there's obviously lots of people that have, and I think most guys wear mouth guards now, where a lot of times, in the past, no one wore mouth guards. And it's just the evolution. Guys, they're better mouth guards, they're less cumbersome, you can breathe better and talk better, which the hockey is very verbal on the ice, so to being able to talk with a big football mouth guard is hard, right? And and some, I think some even quarterbacks probably don't wear the same mouth guards as probably some of the big linemen or linebackers that are hitting more. So I think just evolution of the game, that smarter. There's obviously, they're pretty harsh on high sticking penalties, and now there's 4 minutes, and there's more major penalties for high sticking and that. So I think guys are trying to be pretty responsible with their sticks, but it goes fast, and the puck moves fast too, so sometimes that hurts.
But is it still a sign of toughness, or has it kind of Is that kind of chill now in this
No,
modern era?
I don't think the look is the toughness part. I think it's someone gets hit and they get up and keep playing is the toughness part. I think sometimes that doesn't mean a hit to the face. Could be a block shot anywhere. I think that's more the sign of playing through a little bit of pain.
I want to ask you, like, a lot of players talk about how fast their careers go by, and like even in football, who's 36 now. How have these last 2 years for you flown by as a coach, and how have you gotten better from the beginning to where we are now?
Yeah, I think there's always situations on the fly that you have to deal with, and both on the ice in the game, and practice, but also just the environment in the dressing room. There's things that happen. There's players that are happy, and we got to make sure that they're still pushing. That they're not getting comfortable. And then we have guys that are unhappy if you're not in the lineup. So there's always things that you can deal with better, and you learn on the fly and as you go, and you learn different personalities that you're dealing with and how that will work. But I've enjoyed it. So I think there's that early to later part of the first half of the season that it seems like it's dragging on forever, hockey season. But I think both years we had like stumbling blocks in that mid-November to Christmas time, so it made it seem really long. But I'm always happy to come and work, and because these guys have really put in the work this year and never give up, and that's really encouraging for the coach to see a game like last game. I know we lost in overtime, but the game that we played was a pretty solid game from the whole team. So I think for the coaching staff, it's really encouraging to come to the rink. So we enjoy it so much. That's when it starts to fly by, and you wish you had like longer time at practice and maybe more of these weeks like this that we can work with the players in between the games. Unfortunately, the schedule doesn't go with that, and then you're cranking off all these games in a row that we've kind of done since probably the New Year's, really, or after the Christmas break. And then we had our little all-star break, and then we're cranking off games again, and all of a sudden it seems like we're at the 20-game mark left of the season. It doesn't seem like it went that fast between November to now, but it does, especially when you get busy.
You've been around a lot of different rooms. How important is it as a coach to have a leader like Nick Foligno in the room as you get closer to the trade deadline?
Yeah, it's great. I know we're confident with him in the room. Continuing to keep our message going in the right direction, and it seems like it's really working right now. I think we could always be better, but we're really happy with where the players are sticking with, our structure as a team, and it seems like everybody gets along in the dressing room and is having fun on the ice in practice, and even in the video we can have some discussions and have some questions, but Nick, for the most part, comes to us as well with ideas and suggestions of how he thinks the dressing room is. So it gives us an idea of how things are going with no explicit content that is like actual. Like, it's just giving us a roundabout feel, which is good, because then he's given us some information, but he doesn't break the confidence of his teammates. And I think he does that the same way. I think he goes back when he talks to us, and he probably doesn't tell them exactly what we told him, because that sometimes might not go over well at certain times if we're not happy or we are happy. So, it's a good kind of liaison in between, and I think that's what leaders and captains do.
There's been a lot of conversation about that overtime goal that Kane scored and who did what correctly and incorrectly. How would you break down the way that final play went?
Well, I think, if you can categorize better goals against in overtime, the game before, I think we didn't make a correct decision when we went in. I think it was against, was it Winnipeg? Yeah, it was Connor's goal. So Nick kind of went in, he tried to hold on to the puck. I think he's got to, and he tried to deke through down low. Very low percentage play to try and make something offensive happen. He needs to pull out of there and use the rules that people don't like of coming back and maybe taking another run at it and see if you get a better chance to get that grade A chance. Until you get that grade A chance, I think you take your time and you hold the puck and you make your changes and get fresh guys out there and try and get them tired. That was a grade A chance for me, for Seth in there. And could he have given it to Khrushchev? That opened up for one time, maybe, but he's a right-handed and he's on his forehand and he's in the prime scoring area. So, It didn't go in, so we're gonna say that there could be other options. But if it went in, everybody would have said, yeah, you're in the prime score area, you did the right thing and you shot it. But because it didn't go in, it still counts as a prime scoring area for us. That's the right decision, is to take it to the net and shoot it. Unfortunately, Kaner was behind the play, and he knew he couldn't help on the defense, so he just hung there hoping that he got the save. And that would have been the same thing if Peter made the save the other way and we had two fresh guys coming on the ice behind because they were exhausted and changed. It would have worked out, but those are just ifs and would haves right out.
Yeah, so that's a symptom of the 3-on-3, right?
It is.
Because
As soon as you
can't ask
open up,
Bedard or Courage have to go
Yeah.
to be aware and race back to center ice. Right?
well, they're trying to score, and you're
Yeah.
trying to win in overtime. So they're both on both sides. As one timer, the guy, the defenseman flexes out, kind of takes Connor away because they're probably worried about him being the most dangerous guy. And the other guy played a 2-on-1, and Seth decided to take it to the net and got two shots off it, basically a shot and a close rebound. And then DeBrincat scooped up the puck and went the other way. So we'll say, compared to the Winnipeg game, it's a step in the right direction. We took the right decision. We made the right decision shooting in the prime scoring area, but didn't work out. And you're right. When overtime is patient and it goes back and forth, and crowds getting grumbly and they're getting impatient, but once you make your first strike, it's either a goal and a celebration, or you're going to start trading chances back and forth, and that's what happened.
We all silly like the mayor.